My dad and I have an interesting relationship. When I was 16, he stopped speaking to me. He just grunted. Like, seriously, he's a Jamaican man. He just grunted. Dad, you want something to eat? All right. So this is for my father. I don't want my father's anger. Wrinkled beer can, dusty turbine, thunder crackling in the voice displaced in this American air. How he longs for the white sandy beaches, zinc shacks, the get-on-bad break beats of the dance hall. He sits holding a frowning comment in his brow, finger tracing the edge of the universe across the brim of his favorite cup. A cup that has seen too much Budweiser piss water, such a far cry from the hydrogen in his chest had to endure in his youth. Mississippi burning down Delta gutter type living, used to mumble about all the fights and the people he turned pulp in his sleep. My father has always been the crazy horizon, smiling like a gun after it was used for freedom. Has always walked to the sound of broken bones, shoulders juxtaposed to the family he held up by sitting in a taxi cab weaving through the city, and I've never been one to openly show affection to my father. Most times, a simple grunt from either of us would suffice, but when the moon felt weird, we would speak, and I would always wonder how he held those comets in his face, the anger of an exploding galaxy mixed with the nitrogen of the 60s and the maroon dynasty of the island in his voice. The screaming gorilla in his chest. Honestly, I love my father, his second son, the one that lived, but I never wanted to walk like him, speak like him, never saw him with the weight that I would see in the women of my bloodline, how they were harder than steel and they believed that their men were more, so that what does that make me, Dad? I have disowned you in so many silent ways and thoughts. These words do not bring justice to you. Rebellious in the pocket of your humble man's silent chaos, so hell-bent on not being you, could not see the example you set. How you taught me that silence comes from years of screaming only because you have finally realized which one is louder. Boy, he told me you have no friends, only acquaintances. Boy, reality is subject to your perception. Who told you that love is not your purpose for breathing? Boy, you need to find a woman with class. Women still stuck with the bone in their throats won't ever swallow standing beside you. Boy, his voice would trail off in a mumble, grumbling deep in his body as if to say, you ain't ready for these other lessons yet. Yesterday, Dad, I saw you in the mirror. Noticed how my eyes flare like the morning of a revolution and the fresh blood in the air, how my jawline reminded me of yours and the blue mountain cliffs you showed me once. I noticed the gorilla screaming in my chest, my voice Velcro star pocket like God made an 8-ball out of my tonsil, dusty turbine and all, shoulders squared to a microphone, holding my family up, standing up night after black night. This anger I cannot claim for myself, his anger alive in me, only shown on these mics, and he never seen me perform. I so wanted to be my own me, not a carbon copy of a Jamaican man whose generation believed in dropping dead at a job site. But the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, because here I stand in front of you with this secret rattling around in my head, and I don't know who's holding the pool stick. Hear the broken bones I walk to like theme music, longing for the white beaches and the dance hall, how I become my father to my children, my piss water in a cigarette, my pen the hydrogen set on fire on Mars. This is what I've always feared. The older you get, the more you become your parents. The more you thank them in silent ways. Caught myself the other day telling my son I love him. Words I've never heard from my own. Watched him tell my daughter those very words and knew, just knew, everything I am is his unquestionable sacrifice. He told me once, when the moon felt weird, that he dreamt of me once and said his one wish to God was that I didn't have his anger. Peace, y'all.